Well guys, the S10 is done for the most part. Got it up and running about 8 months ago. Mainly just been driving it, drive it back and forth to work a couple days a week, and really haven't had any issues out of it. A buddy of mine and I, we did attempt to long haul it on the power tour, and we live about 7 hours away from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Made it all the way up there, made it about 5 minutes away from the first checkpoint, and clutch went out. And what it was it has a speedy bleeder for the T56, and that line burst, and basically what we'd have to do is we would have had to pull the transmission. And you know, we sat there in the auto parts store parking lot for 4 hours trying to just rig something up to get it to work. Didn't work, so rented a U-Haul and a trailer and towed it back home. But got that fixed about a week later, pulled the transmission out and put it all back together, and been driving it ever since. I did end up going with some lowering springs. I did a Moog 5662, I believe. Trimmed them down a little bit, and it rides pretty good up front, and have drop spindles up front. In the rear, I went with a Speedway 4-inch lowering leaves, and those are probably the worst leaf springs I've ever seen and rode in my entire life. Had to go with some helper springs to stiffen it up a little bit, because it would just throttling in it would bottom out, and it was just horrible, just crazy wheel hop. So I put those helper springs in, and it helped out some. It still wheel hops, but it's a lot stiffer than it was. But let's go check it out, see what you guys think. All right, here it is. You can see I went with some 15x8 jegs wheels in the back with some 255/60s, and I went with 15x7s up front with 235/60s. And you can see front end still sits a little bit too high, but it's not bad. Let's check this out. Still not 100% finished. A couple things I want to do. I just bought got a sheet metal brake, so I'm gonna take some sheet metal and bend it over and cover up the radiator some, and cover up that cut in the support. A couple other things I need to do. This was kind of just a hurry up type deal. Rig this up to hold the air filter, so got to change that up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it's a tight fit, but everything seems to work well. No issues. Check it out from this side. And you know, this was a salvage title truck, and it had to get a new tailgate. And you can see here, it had been rear-ended, and that's why it was totaled out. But yeah, it's a pretty solid truck. Of course, you have to do the LSX sticker. I mean, is it even LS swapped if you don't have the sticker? And interior's a little dirty. I've been driving it. Shifter in there. Seat sits pretty good. I need to do some modifying on that factory console to be able to make it work, because the shifter comes up through the cup holders. Basically what I did here is I just made some cup holders out of exhaust pipe. But let's check it out. Well, overall, pretty happy with this build. Gets the job done, gets decent fuel mileage. I think I averaged 23.5 miles per gallon, mixed driving, a little bit of highway and a little bit of hell raising. But yeah, a couple things I still need to do is has open diff, so I need to do something with that. And it does have the 8.5-inch 10 bolt, so that's good. But I need to do some cow tracks or something because I still get the wheel hop. But other than that, I mean, just plan on driving it, having a little bit of fun with it. If there's anything you guys want to see me do with it, any drag racing or autocross in the future, just let me know. All right, thanks guys.